Scientific name, Thalassius maximus. If you visited the seashore in the United States, you've likely seen a royal tern. Common along the Atlantic, Pacific, and Gulf Coast, the royal tern can be recognized by way of its flat head and sharp bright orange beak. Royal terns hunt for fish, their favored prey, by soaring over the water until they spot a fish. When they do, they dive down into the water and catch it. These birds also prefer to nest together on sandy islands, not cliffs like other birds. Scientific name, Thalassius elegans. The elegant tern is very similar to its cousin, the royal tern, but a few traits set it apart. First off, you'll only spot the elegant tern along the Pacific coast of Mexico, California, and Oregon. Second, these waterbirds are almost entirely white and grey. They do have a black crest on their head, which droops more of the back of the neck than the royal tern's does. Lastly, the elegant tern's beak is thinner, more delicate, and angled slightly down. They like sandbars and calm lagoons to forage and nest in. There are many species of tern found in North America, and for the most part they have very similar coloring, and it takes careful observation to tell them apart. Scientific name, Pagaphila eburna. While most seagulls have a lot of white on their body, the ivory gull takes the cake. Adults are pure white all over, with black legs, and a pale bluish-grey bill tipped in yellow. Although you aren't likely to see one unless you take a trip to the high Arctic where they live, they have occasionally been spotted in the United States. In fact, they live so far north that they have been recorded only 130 miles away from the North Pole. Scientific name, Anser caeruluscens. The snow goose is all white with black wingtips, pink legs and beak. However, there is also a blue morph version whose plumage is partly or entirely dark. Your best chance of seeing them is during the winter, when they can be found around bodies of water and open fields across the US. As with many other white birds on our list, they spend their breeding season high up in the Arctic. During migration they travel in huge flocks, often making a lot of noise with their honk-like call. You will probably hear them flying overhead before spotting them. Scientific name, Grus americana. Another well-known white bird, the whooping crane, is a critically endangered species of waterbird that lives in a narrow corridor of habitat in the American Midwest. Its habitat range stretches from Texas northward into central Canada and is home to only a few hundred birds. Its original breeding colony was in northwestern Canada. Restoring wintering grounds in the state of Texas have proven beneficial to the population, which is now over 300 wild birds. That's a far cry from the 23 that were present in the wild in the 1940s.